This is Randy Rosetta with HubsyPreps.com with the video edition of the Tiger Tracks podcast, sponsored by Southwest Bank. Mark and Saul, you guys went on the road to Wichita Falls and really took care of business pretty quickly, pretty easily, 70-7 against Wichita Falls Legacy, first-year program. Saul, the offense just keeps clicking. You guys just keep putting up these video game numbers. What went right off the bat against Legacy to get you guys going the other night?
True. It started with our stance. We got in the stance right. The play call, we were all in the right mindset. And the Q, they started up front. We did our job, and then the Q, Holden did his job, and then the wide receivers did their job.
I've always wanted to ask linemen for Frenship how fun it is to play in this offense with those quarterbacks, because you guys plug in different quarterbacks and they just keep clicking, knowing that those guys are going to make plays behind you. How much does that kind of motivate you to do your job up front?
Oh yeah, it's huge. Knowing that on 3rd down and 10, that Holden can throw it to Lane Stone, Chase Campbell, and Noah, and it's just huge. It's just huge, and then getting the first down.
And you're back healthy.
Yes,
I'll knock on wood again because I just mentioned that to you. That offensive line, you and Grayson are kind of the two guys that have been around for a while. How have things kind of come together so far in 3 games?
Oh, we're doing good. It's definitely stuff we need to correct on up front, but other than that, we're doing fine. Overall, perfect.
So, Mark, all these questions about offense, but really the defense, the last 6 quarters has kind of been the story for you guys. What kicked in that second half against Memorial that carried over this last week against Legacy that's getting you guys to play so well?
We just weren't on our 2 feet. We weren't locked in. We didn't know exactly what to do. We were just lolling around. We didn't truly just do our job. And after we got our butt chewed out by Coach Riddick, we finally was like, okay, we got to do our job now. We fix some things, and then we got at it.
I imagine he's pretty good at that. He's an old school coach. When he gets the fire lit under him, he's going to pass that on to you guys. So he got into you a little bit at halftime, I guess, against Memorial. What are some of the fundamental things that have been better since then? What are you guys doing that's kind of clicked together?
For the D-line, we're definitely spilling more and we're playing our job and not going for plays more. On the secondary side, they're definitely being able to cover the guys more. They're probably the best in our district on that end.
It's almost the same question I asked Saul a minute ago. You guys up front, it's got to be kind of fun for you to have, especially Garza and Maverick back there, the way they can take away the passing game. How much does that help you guys with what you're wanting to do up front?
It's a lot of trust, and we know that if the QB gets out, we'll have them 2 back there to intercept it or at least knock the ball out of their hands.
How do you need to carry that over now? Because that gets a little bit different challenge this week. You guys go to down Woodrow Road, take on Lubbock Cooper, number 8, going into today in the Dave Campbell State rankings in Division II 5A. For both of you guys, how different is that challenge, and how much do you have to turn the page real quickly? Because you know that's a rivalry game, and that's a really good team you're going to face.
Yes, sir. All we have to do is fall back on our training, breathe and tap A and B. Like our coaches tell us, just fall back on our training, and then the outcome will come overturned to us.
What about their defense kind of gets your attention? I don't know if you've looked at much video yet or if you've seen what they do, but what about their defense kind of gets you ready to know what you've got to do?
Yes, sir. There's 3 returners on the D line. Definitely have to lock in for those dudes, and then another healthy guy on the left side, can't remember his name, but another healthy guy on the D line. We definitely have to lock in for those guys.
Yeah, they've got some dudes up front. That's been a key for them. Same question for you defensively. I'm going to get Coach to talk about this. Lubbock Cooper's offense has really evolved the last couple of years, where they've got different things they do. What's the prep for them going to be like?
It's going to be a very heavy run week with their big O-line with the 2 returning tackles. And their running back, of course, is very powerful and being able to just slice up the middle pretty easily. So we'll have to, at least on the DN side, we'll have to be able to do our job and create havoc in the box.
The Tascosa coach after the game the other night mentioned about how, because their defense played really well against Lubbock Cooper, but they couldn't get them off the field in certain spots, and a lot of that had to do with, number one, Jackson Austin's just a tough very tough runner. He's very athletic, very gifted, but he's also just tough-nosed. With that in mind, just finding a way to take the ball away or getting them off the field, how much of an emphasis do you guys need to put on that?
Pretty big. We have to, as we have been the past few games, we just keep hitting, and they'll get tired and not want to do it anymore, not want to play. As we saw last week, they were getting frustrated because we kept hitting them after the play.
All of the fundamentals, all of the schemes, all of that's all great going into this game, but solve just the emotion and the rivalry aspect of it. How much do you guys have to embrace that, but also kind of keep it off to the side a little bit?
Oh, we have to embrace that a lot. It's definitely a huge game. Definitely a game that we want to win, and definitely a game they want to win. But other than that, we have to just embrace it huge and then just lock in during the game.
To me, Mark, I mentioned before we turned this on that this is a chance for you guys to have a lot of fun. It's not a district game, so it counts big, but it doesn't count towards where you want to get. So you can kind of just go out and let your hair down and go against a really good team. How much fun do you kind of go into this week thinking, okay, let's just go out and play for 48 minutes and see what happens?
It's pretty fun knowing that you're going against a really good team and that you're being able to hold up against them like we did with Byron Nelson. I think it'll be a similar game to that. It'll be close, but I feel like we're going to pull out this time.
A little bit different because you got to see these guys when you tool around town and you go to different things. So there's that little built-in, what my grandma used to call it, I can't say what she called it, let's call it spit and vinegar, just a little bit more energy. So when you guys kind of have the edge bragging rights wise. I think you've won 4 of the last 5 against them. What are the keys to adding on to that total?
Definitely just doing a job. Everyone doing alignment and assignment. Everyone just doing their job.